Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. Today we are once again deviating from our Boeing theme and we'll be flying the Bombardier, the CRJ900, made by Aerosoft. I think they're also the ones that made this for Microsoft Flight Sim, so should be kind of similar to those of you who fly that simulator instead. But yeah, we're here at Ajaccio in Corsica, LFKJ. Probably butchered that name, but hopefully not. And we'll be flying to LIRF, so the main airport of Roma. It's something like Fiumicino or something, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. In terms of payware add-ons, of course the plane, but in terms of scenery, I guess we have the one from trying to recall their name. Let me have a look quickly at Sim Market. This one is made by RF Scenery Building, which makes pretty nice scenery for P3D. Even though I think it was quite a while since they released something back in like 2022. But I'm a big fan of their scenery. Then we have some freeware photoreal with Autogen, both here in Corsica, but also in and look at those water bombers, cool, right? But also in Italy, covering all of Italy. And then in Italy we have the mega airport made by MK Studios / Aerosoft. So a P3D version 4 airport. That's not native to P3D version 5, but I was able to get it working. Not by using the Inibuilds compatibility patch, but by actually tweaking it myself. That Inibuilds patch didn't seem to work that well, to be honest, unfortunately. So I do not recommend using that one to get that to work. It kind of like excludes all the autogen around the airport. It's just a sloppy compatibility patch, to be honest. But yeah, as you can see, we're parked a bit to the front. CRJ is supposed to be here, but we will make do. All the EasyJets are departing now, apparently, so we'll be stuck here alone. Don't think we'll have any arrivals. Good thing to note, I don't think Alitalia flew the CRJ, but I thought it would be cool to do a fictional, don a fictional livery, and also to fly with something sort of immersion in terms of flying to Italy with an Italian airline that used to be in existence. And it's also quite fun because I think the CRJ is actually the first. When I got the FSX about 18 years, no sorry, almost 20 years ago, 18 years ago, the first flight I flew was to LIRF with the default CRJ900. I still remember that. I really couldn't understand anything, but it was you know, it's nice to look back at it now and realize how far one has gotten, even though I had a big break from picking that up after that. Got a bit defeatist after failing at FSX back then, but oh well, we have another chance now. So, in terms of the CRJ900, the Bombardier, and I guess this is also kind of the start of the Bombardier series, which we only have basically the CRJ series and then the Havilland, the Bombardier, the Dash 8, and also a freeware Dash 7, I think, but that's about it that we have in P3D. But yeah, so as you can look, the exteriors are looking really nice. I'm a big fan. And then in terms of, let me just find a good, I don't think there's some of the cabin should be inside, because I can see that it's not totally empty. So you can see there is some of the cabin here. Pretty good level actually, even though you can't really, like, it's too small. Maybe if we zoom in, then we'll be like inside the cabin. Yeah, so there we go. I don't think there's an inside cabin, I'm not sure. I do think, let's see, maybe if we're lucky there's some of the exterior model. Yeah, there's some of the exterior modeled in the interior, the wings as well, so that's nice. Could be. Nah, I don't think we have a cabin, because then you would have the windows, right? It's just gonna be dark. That's my. Yeah, nothing. Basically nothing. So there's only the cockpit, but that's fine. Not all aircraft have the cabins from the interior, and some don't even have the cabin at all. And let me just get our stairs to connect. So yeah, we're flying the CRJ900, which is my favorite one. I think it's because it's most. I think this one is 700, right? They're quite proportionate. The 1000 is a bit long. And you can see we have a HUD as well, so pretty cool. And an EFB. So that's not too bad. And let me just bring forward my SimBrief flight plan on my other screen. Not the 3 ones that I use for flight sim purposes. And what I'll do to start off with is start the master battery. We'll also need to request. I like this EFB. This is a really nice EFB. This is what they should have for the A300, 330, but they don't, unfortunately. Let me see. Yeah, you can have the chart support, but I don't have any of those. We're not going to use these cabin announcements. We can keep the flight deck noises. That's, I guess, immersive. So there's some nice settings with this one, and it's a pretty beautiful cockpit, I must say, for P3D. I mean, not like the top best, but it's definitely up there. That's a good one. Let's see, Celsius, pounds. Yeah, the ones I do like to use. Barometer units. Yeah, I like to have that in hectogram for some reason. I guess just because what I was used to. Yeah, realistic. Yeah, so that's looking good. Maintenance. You can do some things here. Refill. I'm not sure there is though failures with this one, but I could be wrong. So let's see. Removed. We're connecting the ground power. And the way you connect that is by pressing this button. So there we go. And you can see the AC or the external GPU out here. As you can see, the EasyJets are now taking off in the background. That's always cool. And then what do we need to do actually, or what we should have done already, is go to aircraft. Let me check. I think it's on performance. There we go. And I think kind of here tweak the payload. So this I also like, that you can just do it within the sim. So if we're looking now at our zero fuel weight, we should have 62.7. We can check that here. We'll put in the amount of passengers we have. 58. We'll enter that. And we are still 60. We're a bit below, so we should be increasing our cargo capacity a bit. Now we're at 62.7. Yeah, that should do it. Fuel, we need a lot less, just 8.9. So we can really bring this down. Let's set it like that. You never get it properly set up anyway. So we can set the payload in the simulator. And now it looks correct, so that's good. We have checklists here as well. Not the ones where you can push it in, like on the A330 from Aerosoft, but still pretty good. And we have charts here as well, where you could kind of search. Not sure this one works now. Unfortunately, because of me not having set up. But basically, I guess the idea would be that you just search, and then you get it up here. But yeah, so that's a bit of the EFB. Oh, another fun fact, you have this screen here as well, you can power it up, you know, to check the... Oh, and there's the Matthias guy, I think, from Aerosoft, or whatever his name is. But yeah, so this one isn't, I think it's just real life pictures. I think this works, so that's cool, always nice to see. So yeah, let's see, what else can we do? I think we can put these fuel pumps on. I do think the air conditions, we can wait with those. With the packs. We can put on the nav lights, the beacon. No smoking sign. We can arm the emergency lights. And we can also set up our pack X. So, in terms of flight number, we have 922. A cruising altitude of 18,000, so not that high actually. It's not the longest flight, this one. The CRJ should be available here. 900, yes. 58, so we were not really that packed today. Boarding music, there should be Alitalia. Maybe not in boarding music, but oh well. Let's see, what should we put on then instead? Let's do Southwest maybe. Just to turn things up, and there we go, Alitalia. I'm actually wondering what's the difference between the two I have, or is it just that I have some. One is for the A319, right? But let's see which one is longer. So the second one is 52, the first one. So yeah, the first one might be nicer to do. I'll try that. I'll do the first one then. Sorry for that little try and error. Or was it the first one that was the long one? Let me just quickly double check. Might be the second one. Yeah, it was the second one. So we'll do that one and then start. We'll also ask for boarding. And there we can see the boarding beginning. And we can also kind of open our doors. Here at the aircraft, we'll do passenger door, aft cargo and forward cargo. So you can see they're all on the left side, so quite interesting layout actually. And you can see these GSX, they have the problem like from certain angles they just become totally dark, even though there's no shadow. I don't know why that happens, to be honest, but oh well. As you can see, we've dropped down the door and we should be getting the... I don't think there's any air stairs because these are like built in, right? So now I'm just gonna check quickly. Yeah, because that we should decrease the noise of, or the sound. I don't think I've tweaked the sound file of this one, so it's a bit loud. Sorry about that. Hopefully it won't be too loud. What else can we do? So we've kind of done the basics. We can do the fire detection test, I think. Shouldn't there be... Maybe there is no noise or something like that. Let's see, Mach. We can do the stab trims. We can also do these to nav. These are the IRS. Yeah, put these two on. The yaw dampener should also be Put on. What else? Yeah, as you can see, it's nothing like too fancy, you know, basic screens. We don't have an auto throttle, so that's good to know. Let's see if we can hide this yoke. I'm pretty sure there is supposed to be some click. That one, I think it is. Yeah. So if you click that, you kind of get rid of the yoke, which helps a bit to kind of steer and control these formats. It's not the most user-friendly plane, but it's okay. Position in it. Unfortunately, you can see that you can't really move or the buttons don't move basically once you press them, so that's always a bit sad. We don't need to actually set the gate. We can just take the GPS position from that one and insert it. Then we can go to flight plan, and here we can set in our origin and then our destination. We do have an alternate as well, which is Olby, I guess. Okay, we can insert that. An alternative or an alternative airport, original runway. I guess that should be runway 20 that we are taking off from. Yeah. Let me have a look here. Yeah, that's looking good. Departure arrivals, runway 20. VT1R. Go back to flight plan. So quite a normal flight plan with VIA and 2, a bit like the Boeing. L146. We're going to LKAP. And basically that's it. And now it's actual arrival, and we are arriving at runway 16 left. But let me have a look with Pilot to ADC actually and set that up. And I'm just gonna quickly quickly import the flight plan. I'm gonna show you also what I'm doing so you can see it. So here you can see the bit of an interesting one. Not sure why it wants us to go. Let me see, runway 20. It's that one, right? So it wants to make a U-turn. That's an interesting flight plan. SID. BT1 right. Okay, so it's a right turn of that. Okay, it doesn't look too unreasonable. We could go down as well, I guess. Star. So we have runway 26. No, sorry, 16 left. And then it's this one, ELKA 3A. You can see quite a quite an interesting approach. I guess they would give some shortcuts in real life. And then in terms of this, I am wondering if we're doing the left, CMP, Exama. Let's have a look actually. We're ending up at Suvok, so maybe one close here could be good. Suvok like that, right? And now we have a pretty nice flight plan. Let's connect to the sim. We're not getting the 80s, so that's fine. I'm gonna change to ground, and I'm gonna file the flight plan as well. So we have that. And let me go here. I think the one we picked was this one, 3A, and Suvok. Voila. And now we can go to flight plan. And it's looking correct. So we can execute. Let's see if we have any discontinuities. Doesn't look like we do, so that's good. everything's looking properly set up, so that's nice. If we then go to menu, FMS, and then I think if we want to do the performance, we go to performance, then performance. Oh wait, let me see here, flex temperature. Maybe we can insert that by doing the performance check. I don't think it's the most advanced one. We can choose between the flap and then basically dry. And I guess it's dry, so we can set all. You can actually do it yourself as well by tweaking this, right? So you know, we set the kind of the reference fields. Let me see. No flex stamp though, so that's. I thought it had a better performance calculator actually, but it appears it didn't. And look at that, these people are boarding, and it's quite nicely set up with GSX profile. It looks pretty good, yeah. You can see the cabin crew there. So it works quite well. I guess though, since we're this close to you probably wouldn't have a bus, you would have the people walking out from the terminal to get to the aircraft.
We're ready to go when you are.
Okay, PackX is already ready, so that's good. Okay, let's not... Maybe we can set a low flex. Just to have something. Then performance in it. Cruising altitude, that was really low. It's only 18,000. Let me see, these are always a bit passenger weight, cargo weight, zero fuel weight. So we should put in the amount of passengers we have. Cargo, we do have about... So what do we have? About 3,100 and 3,200. 15 maybe? 3,215. 694, yeah, that's correct. Fuel, we had a bit more. I'm gonna take it just from here. 9025. There we go. Then we can go next page. Here you can kind of set the rest of the information. Let's have a look if we have the ESA dew point 5. You can set the different weather at the or the different wings. So for example, we could set the average cruise. And then you can let's see if we can. We maybe might have the wind. 235, 55 for the descent, and for the ascent, the climb, 276, 276, 32. Next page, reserves. I guess these are somewhat aligned. Yeah, don't look unreasonable. So yeah, that I think that should be enough. Let me go to just quickly to check if we need to do any executions. Not in the terms of killing people, but pressing execute, but doesn't look like it. So yeah, that's nice. And I think we are kind of ready. I'm just gonna ask for IFR clearance. Oh wait, let me just check that I changed it actually. Yeah. Alitalia 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance. Yeah. And let me see if I remember this. correctly. Let's run the APU starting.
Prepar3 Lima India Romeo Foxtrot maintain flight level 195 squawking 3003 Alitalia 4003.
Here we have the APU now starting, so that's good to see. As you can see, they are still putting on the luggage. Seems to have forgotten some of it. As you can hear the APU starting now. Let's put this to leg page. I think that should be reasonable. We have the V1s here, right? And now we have the APU running. That's good to see. Let's I'm trying to figure out which one primary, right? Maybe we don't need to have that on primary, we can have that on stat, and this one the primary. We don't need the AC anymore, or the not the AC, not the air conditioning, but the external power. We can put those on. Let me see if I remember these correctly. The windshield that should be on low. Pro should be on. I think that's the way, and you think you need to actually have these ones. I think it's this third one that you don't need to have on after you close the APU, but I'm just gonna keep it on for now. Okay, let's see. Passenger doors, left engine, forward cargo door, yaw dampener. So I guess I didn't. And now that's gone. Good. Ooh, and then the TCAS. I'm trying to figure out how you start it on this one. Traffic on. Catch your tune though. Let me just have a look. TCAS is still off. I'll have a look at that in a short amount of time. We can now actually close our doors. Let's ask for pushback clearance. Alitalia 4003 ready for pushback. I'll close those. I'll remove the wheel chocks as well. I think this external GPU should soon be. There we go.
With service to Rome, our flight time will be roughly 3 hours.
What we do need to do though is quickly check what the information we got in terms of our climb. Totally forgot to listen to that. 1-9er flight level with cleared VFR. Oh, it took the wrong. Sorry, I'm gonna do it again. Alitalia 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance. Okay, let me try again. Alitalia 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance. There we go, that's why. Let's see. 120. Yeah, squawk 4314. Let's see, 431.
27.77. Squawk 4314.
There we go. So that's on now.
Altimeter is 3003 Alitalia 4003.
And now I'm just wondering about that TCAS. Let me see, I know you have the traffic here, but that's for seeing it on the display. Let me have a quick look if I can find the add-on, the documents for this one. Aircraft operating manual TCAS. There we go. And the way you start it is by pressing 12. That's to open the menu. Let me see, I think it's this one, right? There we go. That should give us the TCAS. Perfect. Sorry about that little delay. Let's ask for pushback clearance again then. Alitalia 4003, ready for pushback. I don't think they called that. Alitalia 4003, ready for pushback. Not really listening now. Alitalia 4003, ready for pushback. Okay, we got the pushback.
Approved Alitalia 4003.
We'll take that. Let's ask for pushback then. Since we're taking off from runway 20, we want to be facing right. I guess technically we could just turn ourselves, we wouldn't need pushback here, but I'm just gonna get us some anyway. Let's quickly have a look here as well. Auto. Should the isolation valve be open? I'm wondering. We'll keep it closed for now. Seatbelt signs. Yeah, let's put those both on. Let's ask. Let me check. Let's do the pack X as well. Put seatbelt signs to on. Anything else we need to check? Oh yeah, good point. Our weather. 1017. So in inches that's 3003. Quite heavy winds. Wheels face right with the nose. And where you tweak the barrow is here. And it tweaks on all of them. So now let's just have a look on the outside, looking good. We'll release the beautiful clouds as well. And we got the start engines at will, so that's nice. Not sure about this spoiler ones, but let's see once you start everything. So the way you start it is just press here. Start with the right engine first. And you can see it's throttling up. There we go. Not sure if it's this bug in the real aircraft or like a bit jumping. Are we getting any safety can't hear anything. Okay, that engine is stabilized. Now we're hearing something. Let's start our left engine, same. Keep to idle. We can also arm the thrust reversers in case of a rejected takeoff. In position, set parking brakes, yes. Let's put this to nav. This has detents, right? So we can do toga, climb.
Il bagaglio a mano deve essere sistemato sotto la poltrona davanti a voi o negli alloggiamenti sopra di voi. Your hand baggage must be placed under the seat in front of you or in the overhead bins. Allacciate la cintura di sicurezza e regolatela. Per slacciarla, sollevate l'apposita parte della fibbia. Vi suggeriamo di mantenere la cintura di sicurezza sempre allacciata quando siete seduti. Fasten your seatbelt and adjust it. To release it.
Unfortunately, it doesn't sound too good, that safety. Should pick the other one. But oh well.
Chiudete i tavolini e posizionate lo schienale della poltrona verticalmente.
You live and you learn.
E dell'atterraggio. Lock your tray tables and make sure that the seat back is in the upright position for takeoff and landing. In caso di depressurizzazione, le maschere per l'ossigeno si renderanno
That noise is awful.
Prendete una maschera e attivatela tirandola verso di voi.
I'm actually gonna close PackX just because that was too painful to listen to. And what I'll do instead is I'll quickly set it up again. That's why you should always do your due diligence when getting those. I'm just quickly gonna bring up that so I can check what was our 922. Cruise altitude was 18,000, it's not that high. We are flying the CRJ900. Let's put one passenger just so we get it quickly. And the safety. Let's do the normal Alitalia. Okay.
We're ready to go when you are.
Yeah, that was fast. We can say that we are ready with their engines. Confirm good engine start.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would
In order to wrap things up, we can shut the APU.
Larger carry-on items in the overhead bin and smaller items underneath in front of you. Unless
I
you're in
think
the
that's
front
the
row,
way you do
please
that.
place all of your items in the overhead.
Let's bring down the
If you have
HUD.
any trouble finding a location to your carry-on
Anything else we need to do?
let flight attendants know if you have to.
You can see the HUD.
If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all
Interesting
your items
solution.
are
So I
put
guess
away,
it's not really
please clear
tied
the
to
aisle
that
and sit down
screen,
in
but
your
in a
seat
sense
to
it
allow
is,
other
because you can't
passengers
see
to
it
find their seats
from
as
the
well.
other. But then if
If you
you
are seated in an emergency exit
move
row,
past it, then you
please
can
keep
see
the
it.
exit seating responsibilities
Interesting,
to the seat
interesting how you come up with
back
those
in front of
different.
you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform
Uh,
the actions required. If you are not
let's
able or
see if
prefer
we
not to
can
perform these
start.
actions, please let a flight attendant
There
know
we
if
go.
you
Now we
need
have
to
this
assist.
started. The
Feel free to
timer.
use your cell phones during the rest of the boarding process, but we
Anything
do
else
ask
I
that
need to do?
laptops, tablets, and any other larger
Have a
electronic
good trip.
devices are
Thank
secured
you.
once you depart from the gate. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
What else? What else do we need to do? We can maybe check that the wipers are working, and they seem to be working. You do have windshield effects, so that's nice. GSX seems to be gone.
Gentlemen, and welcome aboard
We can
flight
start taxiing.
922 with service to Rome. Our flight time will be roughly 2
So I'm
hours.
gonna
Please note the cabin door is now closed.
give a
We
bit
ask
of.
that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not
It's
already,
spooling up
please
quite
fasten your seatbelt.
quickly.
Verify
Let's
that
remove
it's
that
well
for
in bed
now.
across your lap. Your tray tables and
Let's
seat
have a
backs
no
must be in full
smoking.
upright and locked
Armed.
for departure. Cabin crew,
We didn't
prepare
set
cabin for departure.
flaps right. So now we're at slats. Now we should be going up to flaps 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen.
This
for your
aircraft
boarding.
does fly quite well, but because you don't have an auto throttle, you really have to pay attention, which I kind of like. It's a beautiful plane as well. a bit different. It's kind of like the tail is a bit further up than the nose.
Gli assistenti di volo indicheranno l'ubicazione delle uscite d'emergenza, localizzate con gli
Now we have a nicer safety announcement that seems to be working.
Flight assistants will show the location of emergency exits. Please note the one nearest to you.
I actually think I'll delete that other one that I had.
Nel caso di una caduta di pressione in cabina, l'alloggiamento che contiene le maschere ad ossigeno si aprirà automaticamente. Prendete una maschera e tiratela energicamente verso di voi. Portatela sul viso coprendo naso e bocca e respirate.
One thing I always also do is I kind of tweak the volumes on them, because some of them are really loud. I haven't done it with all of them though, so that's a bit of a mistake on my end. Ah, I now also remember we need a taxi clearance. Alitalia 4003, ready to taxi.
In caso di atterraggio di emergenza estremo, l'equipaggio vi pregherà di assumere la posizione di sicurezza con la testa sulle ginocchia e le mani sulle
We
braccia.
are taxiing.
In case of an extreme emergency landing, the
We
crew
should
will
soon
instruct
be,
you
we
to
won't be
brace position.
taxiing all the way to the end, we'll have to turn left before we turn right. We're not really on the yellow line now, that's not the most compliant. Let's see, there seems to be a bit of a not, but maybe there is an overcast coming in.
Prima di abbandonare l'aereo, tirando la bandiera rossa. Quando necessario, compiate l'identification. Utilizzando il finestrino d'emergenza, compiate il salvatente solo all'esterno della cabina. Your life jacket is in the pocket under your seat. Open the container and wear the life jacket as
That's
the
it,
cabin
nav
attendant has
is
demonstrated.
selected, roll
Fasten it to
pitch,
the front
I think
and
that's
pull the straps
fine.
to the side. And pull the red harness
Flight
only
directors,
before
right?
leaving the aircraft.
Those are
This
on,
will free
good.
flow air into the rubber tubes. If you're using a
Trim,
window
we need to
emergency
set
exit,
trim.
you should inflate the life jacket immediately after exiting the aircraft.
Maybe a bit high, we can actually lower it a bit. I usually feel like the trim, that's also something to keep a track on. I don't know with the real aircraft, but like keeping a track on the trim that the autopilot sets, I just noticed it goes a bit crazy sometimes.
Ricordiamo il divieto di fumare durante tutte le fasi del volo. Smoking is forbidden during the whole flight.
Maybe we don't need to use all of the runway, actually. I think we'll be able to take off quite quickly. But our V rotation speeds are quite high though. Oh, now we have, so let's set those. Those were a bit updated ones, yeah. Let me have a look if there's anything else here. Takeoff trim 6.7 is their recommendation. Let's follow their recommendation of our performance calculator. Can't hurt. Alitalia 4003, ready for takeoff. Oh, not engine start, my god.
Engine start approved Alitalia 4003.
Alitalia 4003, ready for takeoff. God, it's still giving the same, my god.
Engine start approved Alitalia
Wait, but we don't need engine
4003.
start. Oh yeah, the taxi light should have been on. Alitalia 4003, ready for takeoff. Yeah, there we go. That'll be really clear landing lights and strobe lights.
We're prepared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff. 20 squawking 4314
And the
Alitalia
skid is armed, so
4003.
that's good to see. Anything else? Anything else that needs to be set? I don't think so. I think we can just turn to the right. Let's do this as a rolling start. The taxiing is pretty nice on this one. Overall, a good plane, I must say. Nice model, good features. You know, maybe not the super high fidelity, but or like top-notch PMDG and FS Labs, but like a step below. I would say though, maybe even higher than the Captain Sims and the normal Aerosoft or the Aerosoft buses. Guess let's have a look. Look at those palm trees there, looking quite nice. Really nice scenery actually. Okay, we should do a rolling start, so we shouldn't actually have been stopping there. Okay, let's see. So let's see if we get the climb. toga. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Airspeed alive. There we go, there's V1. Rotate. 1, rotate. Oh, nav was not selected because I think I shut the... Okay, positive rate of climb, here coming up. Yeah, because I shut the flight directors, right? Okay, let's trim this plane. It's always giving such a crazy trim setting. Okay, gear is up. We can also retract our flaps. We'll retract these taxi and recognition lights. Okay, let's see. We can go to climb.
Approach on 127.77 Alitalia 4003. Approach Alitalia 4003 climbing to flight level 120.
And then, let's see. To trim it a bit more.
Welcome
Yeah.
Alitalia 4003.
Let's do the vertical speed. Which we can decrease a bit. Let's engage autopilot.
Center on 119.82. Take care Alitalia 4003.
And let's see if we can get this nice
Center
setup.
Alitalia 4003 climbing to flight level 120.
Still looking good. That nice. And there we go. Sorry for that little bump. I had to quickly pause to go and do some other things, so there was a bit of a delay there. But we should still be climbing as expected. To 12,000 feet, so that's perfect. Speed is looking good. What's our... We're in the climb detent, that's good. That's where we wanna be. And we can go to bar reference standard. Let me see if I can press that. There we go. So as you can see, it's following quite nicely. We're using vertical speed now to climb. You can see beautiful Corsica down here to the right, and with the nice Alitalia livery.
Loco Alitalia
Gentlemen, we have now passed
4003.
2,000 feet.
Not sure why it wants us to slow down.
This is also a reminder to keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the duration of the flight, so do not form a line near the left bridge.
Climb to flight level 150
Okay,
Alitalia 4003.
150. Let's continue our climb. When we're above, there's no ground speed. There's no limitation actually on the speed. No restriction in that regard. Odd, not gonna let that bother me too much. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, we need to put on the radar, I just remembered. And let's see. I got a bit of lag, which made me feel like maybe we are going into some bad weather, usually Rex will then be a bit slow. There'll be a bit of like a delay 'cause it's loading a lot of things. But look at these graphics, pretty cool. Pretty cool. 180, okay.
180 Alitalia 4003.
So 16, 17, 18. 180, that's our cruising altitude. And let's see if we can, maybe we can actually go back and use the documents for this. So the aircraft operating, there should be like some limitation, so you can see exactly how much we can pressure this aircraft in terms of thrust. As you can see, we're already, I'm gonna a bit decrease our climb rate. Documents, and then we are talking about quick reference guide, right? No, let me see here. Performance, speeds, cruise. Here we go, I think I found it. Let's rotate clockwise. Not sure it's showing too much. So we're reaching our altitude now. So we should be losing that vertical speed, which is nice to see. We can also actually shut our landing lights. We should have shut them already quite a bit of time ago, but better late than never. Let's have a look at our range. You can see we're gaining still a bit of speed, so let's throttle down a bit. And we're right in the clouds, so very much IFR conditions. I don't think we can see anything down here, but we're basically flying over Corsica now. Ah, we might be getting out of the cloud. Look at that. Wonderful. Yeah, still looking good. Max landing weights. We are within reason. Our speed is okay-ish. Maybe losing a bit more than I would like, so we can probably increase a bit our thrust. As you can see here, now we had cruise N1.
In a few moments, our lovely flight attendants will be starting our in-flight service.
We do not need the thrust reversers armed anymore, so let's remember to put those on.
Only accept credit cards.
Let me see, pitos are on, windshield are low, so that's good. Let's have a look at the cabin pressure. Hold, is it manual or? RAM, air conditioning. I think we should all be set up correctly, but let's have a look if we have a pressurization panel. CAS, not that one. Let's see, you have menu, fuel used, reset. Okay, so you can kinda. Well, let's move away from that one. Hydraulics, ECS.
Center on 124.72 Alitalia 4003.
Seems okay. So no big issue.
Center Alitalia 4003 at flight level 180.
Let's have a look though at these ones. So climb, fuel X-flow, auto, leads and APU set, thrust reversers off, yes, CAS checked, fuel X-flow, that must be up here, right? X-flow, okay, and that was supposed to be auto, then descent. Oh yeah, you can change the TCAS right to below or above. We can keep normal. And let's have a look if we change the range a bit. We're still not seeing any radar blips, but that could be fine. Look at the beautiful Corsica though. This is marvelous looking island. Look at the clouds as well coming up, the nice cumulus clouds. Some of them do look a bit high. Maybe there is some risk of thunderstorms, but hopefully not. We'll be able to keep this altitude for a very long time. Let's increase our speed a bit more. We don't have to be this slow. Actually, one of the fun things about flying without auto throttle, you get to do a lot of things yourself. Let's see if everything's set correctly here. Looks good. What do you have here? Fuel quantity. I never use these ones. Ah, that's cool. So this is like some extra indicators, right? Fuel and stuff. That's nice. Have anything here? Then you have the circuit breakers, but nothing that's pressable. But okay, that's good enough. Let's see how many pages are there. Well, there's 3 pages here. Anything interesting? HGS scaling. Okay. MFD map options. Airport speed. Intersections. Okay, I don't think there's anything to tweak. Cabin lights you can also set from here. That's pretty cool.
Expect the LK3 Alpha arrival, the LCAP transition for the ILS.
Okay, and the arrival is the same as the one that we have populated here, so that's nice to hear. I'm not sure, I mean, I love the Alitalia livery, but the way they made the CRJ with this kind of cutting off here, I'm not sure if it's the best look. I mean, I would probably cut it off more towards the windows, but it works. It's still a good looking livery for someone making a fictional livery, which aren't the most popular liveries to make. Okay, so here we're leaving Corsica. Here we're starting to see Italy in the horizon. We have one of the islands ahead of us. I'm trying to figure out which one is it. Is it Elba or what island would that be? The Elba. Isola de Elba. And maybe it is Elba. I guess that would make sense. That would probably be the island where, right, Napoleon was banished. Oh, let's have a look at our speed. You see, this is why you need to be a bit of attention, because it's easy to be overspeeding. So let's decrease our thrust a bit. Hopefully we get this to... I'm not a big fan of these popping out. Let's see if we can change that. Like that, show displays while those, so if I by mistake press, they don't disappear. That's nice. And do you fly VNav? I know you have advisory VNav, right? Isn't that the thing? So if I press VNav, do have this advisory kind of VNav. But I'm wondering if you wanna fly based on VNav, what How do you get that to VNav? Okay, let's see, we're experiencing some turbulence, it feels now. I'm gonna give our passengers the ability to stretch their legs a bit. Seatbelt signs off. Because I always forget to do that anyway.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and
Let's
move
quickly
around
have a
the
look
cabin.
if I can
However,
find
without
toggle
the
advisor
seatbelt
VNav off.
fasten
So
with
advisor
security,
VNav
running
left. Where do you have to go? VNav. Yeah, how do you get that to start? Oh, you have that on enable, right? So it would be perf menu. And it is enable. So that's good, I guess. You can also change the nav source here, right? If you want another one. Let's see if we can tweak this once for our landing speeds. 137. Set those. Let's have a look at our barrel reference. So our barrel reference is wait, sorry, 2988. We should also have a look at the charts actually, so we don't get delayed with that, because that's a bummer to not have that properly gone through before we start our actual descent. Let's see if this one is recommending something else in terms of descent. Not yet, at least. Let's decrease the range a bit. We don't need to have it that far away. Let's have a look at LIRF. (4,000 feet), so we can descend to 4,000 feet. That's good.
The LFKJ Alpha arrival with the LCAP transition to cross Subic at or above 4,000 feet. Altimeter is 2988 Alitalia 4003.
Let's see if we have a LIRF charts. I don't seem to have it on ChartFox, so that's a bit annoying. But maybe we got something with the airport. It's not always you get that, but from time to time you do get charts. And we do actually have some with the airport. So let's have a look at our... Let's try to find ILS for 16. ILS 25, here we go, ILS 16 left, and we're doing the west one, right? If I'm not mistaken. So these might be a bit old, but hopefully they should be somewhat updated at least. So 101.1, 108. Oh no, my god, I hate that. That's why you don't tweak with the nav source. That was my mistake. The altitude is still kept though, so that's good. Okay, so 108.1 for the nav source. Let's see where we tweak that. I think this is the one, right? So we go actual. Yes, we have that. Let's see if we have a nav radio here also. Here we do, right? 108.1. Yeah, that makes sense. And then what's the course? 161. Okay, so that's also maybe good to set.
Wilco Alitalia 4003.
Okay, it's getting us back on the right one, and it wants us to slow down, so we will adhere to that. Okay, so let me just write it down so I don't forget, because we have to change the nav source, I think, to see the course. 161, sorry, of course, 161 is our course. Then our minimums, category 1, 290, I think, is our minimums. Our decision height. And that we do set here. So we can set there and there. Let's see.
Resume navigation Alitalia 4003.
Now we can set decision height. 290. That was just a test. So we have a decision height. That's perfect. We're almost at 270. And look at beautiful Italy. Wonderful with the photo. Real. Some of the red lines, but not the worst. So the airport is somewhere here. So we're not far from it now. And let's see how we do. So if I go legs, we have the advisory here. There's the page. Let's just do vertical speed. Not really sure how the advisory one works. I would assume it kind of tells you how you should be descending, but in what way? Not sure. Okay, and we should start descending pretty soon. We're gonna be descending down to 4,000. Let's see if we change. Okay, after Bibek I think we'll start descending. Let's do 17,000 feet first. Then we'll just follow these limitations that we have. We can descend down to all the way down to 4,000. At least that's what the clearance we got. It will be a bit of ping pong, as you can see. We'll go down, then left, then back up, then right, and then start our ILS, the LS approach relatively soon. I think our speed is pretty good. We can probably decrease it a bit after Bibek, just to make sure that we are staying below 250 knots, which I'm guessing we will easily have a problem with if we keep the current thrust settings, but let's see. We can arm the thrust reversers already, just because I'm gonna forget it otherwise. What else? What else? I think that should be it. Maybe we can keep this range. Okay, we're turning. A beautiful looking, sleek looking plane. I guess Bombardier also makes the business jets, right? They're kind of the same looking, a bit different of course, but with some similarities. Okay, now we're past Vivek, so let's start descending. We don't have to do it quickly. Then at Gixam we should be at 17,000. We can actually increase, not by a lot, but a bit our thrust settings, because we won't be descending anytime soon. At least to no larger extent. Sucks that you don't have any settings. Or in terms of getting like own documents in this, that would be nice. I can change the color. Okay, that's interesting. Anything else? Volumes, avionics, ground vehicles. Okay, just some settings. Okay, let's see. We're now reaching 17,000, so that should be fine. Increasing our thrust a bit. Okay, you can have them on auto or man disarm. Let's have them on auto, the spoilers. The weather looks a bit... It could be. I think we should be fine. Since we have an ILS approach, but let's see. Now it feels like we are... We were climbing there for a while. Why doesn't it want us to descend to the... Okay, altitude capture. Okay, there we go. I can soon start descending more. Not the best LNAV actually. It wanted us to turn like way too much. Now it's doing a bit of ping ponging. I'm not a big fan of that. That's always a bit of you know, cautious, or you have to be a bit cautious when you have that. And I know this plane, I think they made this, or I know they made this for Microsoft Flight Sim as well, and I think that one has some issues as well. So it's like so close to being really good, and then they just kind of leave it. I'm not sure the same applies to the P3D version, but I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing here to set up. Seeing the beautiful harbor down here. We can soon start descending more, down to 13,000 feet. Or maybe flying a bit slow, but okay. What's better safe than sorry with this aircraft. Okay, and then we can descend to 13,200. We can increase our speed a bit. We are really going slowly. Do you have any drag? No drag that I can see. But look at this tiny engine. This is really it's one of the tiniest one I've seen. Or maybe it just looks that way because they're in the back, right? So it would be beneath the wings. Maybe it doesn't look that unreasonable. Okay, we're being handed over to the approach. We should be descending a bit faster actually.
Approach Alitalia 4003
So I
descending
should
to
be.
4,000 feet.
So let's push down. And we should actually continue our descent to 9,000 or
Continue
11,000.
descent via the Elka 3 Alpha arrival. For the ILS Whiskey approach to runway 16 left.
Yeah,
Subic
so we're gonna
transition
keep
Alitalia
11,000 for
4003.
quite a bit. Yes, 270 knots.
Wilco Alitalia 4003.
You still see the limitation though on Pilot to ADC, so that's a bit unfortunate, but oh well, could be worse. I think we're slowing down now. Let's pull the throttles a bit back. Let's keep checklist. Nothing special. Let's start asking our passengers to get seated. Okay, and now it seems to be turning quite nicely.
The seatbelt sign is now on.
So I look from the outside as well. Looking pretty neat. Quite interesting variety in the clouds here. The speed is now looking better, by quite a bit. So we just have this one and then we'll be getting on our kind of final course. Maybe the updated Prepar3d will give more shortcuts. Maybe that's a setting. I mean, I haven't really looked. I just kind of set it up once I got it a couple of months back, and then I haven't really gotten into the nitty-gritty, which I should, of course, because then you can really utilize it. But I just kind of like having that, you know, the vectoring in and that sort of things. Da, da, da. Nothing interesting here. We are not really following these limitations, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem. We are getting down to 11,000. We turned a bit too much again. Interesting LNAV. It really turns too much. Now it's gonna turn back. Doesn't seem so efficient. I'm not sure. Maybe the real plane does that, but something tells me it doesn't. Now we should be at. Is it really saying 220 knots? Yeah, so we should really be slowing down, which we are, so not too bad. Let's see, we have nav, vertical speed. So 426, so around here, after 424 we can start descending to 9,000. I'm also, so I don't forget, I'm gonna start bringing my landing lights on. But look at this ping-ponging. So it's basically trying to, and I'm just gonna restart it. Hopefully that's gonna reset it a bit, get it thinking. And now let me see if we have the ref speed set in, or do we need to check something? Let's see, flap speeds with 230 knots. We need to slow down a bit. Still going a bit too fast. So I'm gonna throttle down. Okay, let's see, and it's still doing the ping pong. That's not a nice sign. I mean, it's not crazy ping ponging, but like kind of like the VR ping pong that I was a bit afraid the Milovis one was doing, but that was probably related to the GTN not really meshing well. Okay, we're getting down now pretty nicely. Let's just be a bit careful so we don't go too much below that, since we're getting closer to the lower speeds. I'm gonna increase actually our throttles a bit. Nothing crazy, but a bit. And now we can start descending to 9,000. 9,300. Let's see, and now we're gaining a bit of speed again, so I'm gonna cut back on the throttles. Nothing crazy, but a bit at least. Okay, so we should be probably at our level, maybe
We have
kind of
begun
just
our
at
final descent into
where we're
Rome.
supposed to
Flight
be, so that's
attendants will
nice.
be passing through the cabin to collect any trash
Maybe a
one
bit
final time.
after, let's see, maybe a bit after. If
If
we're gonna be a bit after, we can already pull this down to 7,700. Speed is still looking good, we're within the limitations, but we should be slowing down to 210 now. So let's pull back even further. And we can go down to 61, I think, so we're not gonna be making these exactly, so we can kind of get a head start. Since this is kind of the final approach course, I am also gonna start our recognition taxi lights. There we go. So we don't have to think about the lights, since we're doing a one-man cockpit. Better to have them on too soon than to forget about them. At least that's the logic I'm following here. Not sure it's correct. Let me have a look though. We don't have that much fuel. Is the APU closed or is it... it does seems to be shut. The doors are closed. That's good. Okay, let's see. So the ping ponging starts again. It turns too much and then it tries to compensate for that. So but instead of turning like just a bit and getting smoothly on it, it ping pongs. That's a bit... sorry about that. Okay, the speed though is we're containing or holding us within the speed limitations quite nicely, as well as the... oh, sorry, bad. This one. Then we should be 4,000. So we can already set that as well. 4,000. I think our final approach is around 2,000, 2,500. Let's have a look at the altitude. Where do you see it on this? I think this is not Jeppesen, but the other one, Lido, right? 2050. Too used to other ones. It's probably at water level, or close to water level anyway. And it's saying 2,500, which makes sense. What's the missed approach going to this? I mean, I do think we have it set in here already, so we should be fine nevertheless, but it would be interesting to know. Okay, we can continue to send for the ILS approach, and I think that means we can actually continue all the way down to 3,000. We should also put our the what's it called, the barrel reference to 988. And now we're clear for ILS approach. Exit 3,000. Let's do 2,500. Then we need to set the course. Now it's 159. Can you set it here maybe through the radio panel? Maybe not. But it does seem to have been updated. Maybe it's automatic 159. We're still descending quite nicely. Let's do. We're a bit overspeeding, but not by much. So let's do slats or flaps 1. We haven't had to use our speed brakes at least, so that's nice. And I've actually been to this airport, but it was a very long time ago. Now we're talking 20 years. So I'm not certain. I'm guessing since this is an old Aerosoft, it's probably looking closer to what it looked back then than what it looks now, but oh well. Let's increase our thrust a bit so we don't go too low yet. Oh, it's saying actually on Prepar3d that we should be following 200 knots. And that was some lag. 200 knots should be our speed, so maybe it's fine actually if we're dropping off a bit. Let's see, can we go to flaps 8? Yeah, we can go to flaps 8, so let's just go to that pretty soon. We should see the runway very soon. It's gonna be up here. Okay, we're starting to reach our altitude. So that's good news. Let's increase a bit our throttles and let's go flaps 8.
Altimeter is 299.
And now the course has changed.
1.7 Alitalia 400.
Oh, maybe the course is kind of following the heading in a bit, in a way.
Tower Alitalia 4003 inbound for ILS approach runway 16 left.
There we go, that should.
Continue ILS approach to runway 16 left will call when established on final Alitalia 4003.
There we go, and now we can activate approach. Let's see if we're actually capturing this as intended. It looks pretty okay now. We can go to flaps 20 even. We can drop the landing gear. Let's say we're established-ish, right? As good as it's gonna get. Alitalia 4003 established on final. Okay, we're losing quite a bit of speed now.
Cleared to land runway 16 left Alitalia.
I'm gonna add a bit of
4003.
thrust. Whilst we do that, I'm also gonna increase to 30. We'll continue to add some thrust. Then I'm gonna increase it to 45. And I just want to see if it's able to fly this as an ILS. So let me see, we have the localizer capture, now we have the glide slope. So let's have a look. We can probably pull back our thrusts a bit. Looking quite good. Some weird purple colors here. My assumption is that maybe they were not painted by the author of this aircraft, unfortunately. But that happens. Okay, let's have a look. So we can see we have the green dot here. Let's see if we can use this one as well. And as you can see, it works quite nicely as well. I'd never use this one though, but let's try maybe. Okay, autopilot off. Okay, manual controls. Or my controls. Let's see. There is a bit of crosswind, it seems. have landing clearance, so let's make sure we are on the, see the glide slope here, and we can see the what's it called, is it lateral guidance, so we're a bit far to the left, so we might need to crab a bit, so we'll need to use left rudder once we get closer to the runway. Let's see if we can stabilize this a bit more. We can also slow down a bit. Okay, we're almost back with the lateral as well as the vertical. We do not want to slow down too much more. I think it was 137, that was our VREF speed. Now we're a bit high, not by a lot. Still within the margin of error. I think the poppy lights are a bit fooling me. It's basically saying we're high. Okay, that's looking good. Looking good. Still looking good. 500. Just gotta remember to crab once we get down. 400. Let's go back on the throttles a bit.
Minimums.
Continue. Okay, minimums.
Sync rate.
Think rate. Let's try to equalize.
Minimums. 50,
Continue.
40, 30.
Let's crab. Bit too high, I would say. There we go, touchdown. Quite okay. Let's just let it run down for quite a bit, because we're quite far away. Yeah, we'll exit runway when able. Let's remove this one. Why am I not getting any thrust reverse reaction? Trying to, I mean, I don't need it to be frank. I'm just gonna continue all the way down. Should probably have already turned to the right, but since it's a sim, we can. So pretty good landing. Was quite fun actually using the heads-up display. Let's see, we are slowly gonna use the brakes a bit now. I actually didn't brake at all up until this point, so basically just the friction stopping us, and of course the speed brakes being deployed.
11:26 a.m.
So let's turn here. Alitalia 4003 ready to taxi. Let's also start the APU.
Ground on 121.67
No, we
for
don't
taxi
need
clearance.
that much.
Alitalia 4003.
So yeah, pretty nice looking runway. You can really see that it's an MK Studios product slash Aerosoft. It's a good airport. We have a SAS 737 there. That's nice. Some nostalgia. I think they have all stopped flying now, unfortunately. Now I think they're only an Airbus fleet. No, Airbus and Bombardier actually. They fly this one, the 900. Okay, let's see. So we are crossing now another runway. Doesn't look like there's anything here. I'm gonna keep the taxi lights, shut the landing lights, even though we normally keep them, just for my own sake, since we're only flying a sim. Since we are crossing our runway, you would keep the lights on. I think that's the policy. Let's have a look. APU seems to be on, so that's good to see. That sounds like someone from the Netherlands talking with the ATC. They have this, sounds like they have like something in their mouth when they're speaking. Same with the Danes actually. Okay, let's see, localizer red, then we don't need to have approach on anymore. We'll continue our nice little taxi. Oop, oop, oop. This one taxis quite well though. So this is the the sucky thing with some of these aircraft, that some of them really feel like, you know, they're really good at some things, but then they fail on others. And here I think are the cargo terminals. This is generally a really nice airport, I must say. I'm trying to think what I did to make it work. I think the only thing I did was delete the photo reel. I think the photo reel was the problem in a certain sense. I made new exclusions myself, but that was about it. And then most things do look reasonable. I mean, I'm probably not getting all the buildings I should be getting, but enough, I would say. Okay, let's see. We're catching up with the SAS. We're a bit more efficient. Or maybe just burning too much fuel. Let's just taxi at one of these, or park at one of these. We can do the one here to the first one. So we can then have a look at our landing. So yeah, nice flight actually. The Bombardiers in this game, so this one and I guess the Majestic -8, they do keep quite a high level. So that's nice to see. Okay, let's see, 207, let's just see if I can find it here. There we go. Now we have GSX support as well. So we can park our lovely little CRJ, our little Bombardier with our Alitalia livery. Okay, let's see. Let's see if he's gonna give us good guidance in. Sometimes they just have you park way too... Yeah, this guy's not gonna give us anything good, so I'm just gonna stop here. Put on the parking brakes as well. Make a stop. We have the APU on, so we should be fine in that regard. Shutting engine 2. Shutting engine 1. Beep 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 beep. Yeah, I know. We shut them. And then what I'll do is I'll go to pack X. Say seatbelt signs off. Then I think we need to open one door. There we go, deboarding. So then I'll end flight, 160 FPM, so pretty good, 90% satisfaction. That's good enough. Let's close the door and let's do what we always do and just watch a replay of the landing. I think a bit more, 500 might be enough. Yeah, here we go, 500 is sufficient. So yeah, the thing when you sometimes disable the photo reel of the airport is that it then meshes much better with the rest of the surroundings. So it might so it might be good to sometimes disable it, unless it's of course tied to some of these buildings or similar, then you might want to keep it. So let's see here. But yeah, it's a pretty aircraft, the Bombardier. Just kind of sleek looking. I mean, they did make the A220. It sucks actually that it's owned by Airbus, because it's nice when you have like some competition in the air. I mean, I think the market is big enough now to have 3 or 4 major players than just Airbus and Boeing. But yeah, let's see what the development is. Okay, so we're pitching down quite a bit. You can see we have, I'm gonna guess the wind is coming from our right, because that's why we need to keep, we're kind of turning into the wind. Okay, and then we need to crab, and I think I crabbed too soon. Should crab just before we kind of touch down, and I do it like at 30 feet. Maybe I should have done like 20 or 10. So the risk is then you drift, right? So there I'm crabbing, you see, and now I'm drifting. But it's not too bad, it's not too big of a crosswind. There we land quite nicely. Then we go a bit to the right. It's not the smoothest. But then we're able to kind of nicely steer it. So yeah, overall pretty good landing. Gonna press ESC. Oh, I forgot to ask the ground for taxi for taxi, but yeah, not the biggest issue. I'm gonna close pilot ADC. Hopefully you enjoyed this short little flight with the Bombardier. Hopefully we can also wrap soon up the Boeing series, but a couple of aircraft still there. And there's still one I don't own actually, the Boeing 314 that I need to buy from pilots, but I'm waiting for a sale for that one. But that's an interesting aircraft. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I wish you all a good good Saturday. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.